What's up, folks? How's it going? It's Erica here, and it's nice to have you back on my YouTube channel. Today, we're gonna see how much you can earn with only $10. Watch this video up to the end, and you will come to know loads of interesting stuff. In the description below this video, you will find a link to my Telegram channel, where you can ask me any questions you have. There's also a link to my Telegram channel there, where I share my daily trading signals. And it gets better. If you text me on Telegram, you will get a link to the PocketOption registration, which will give you a 50% bonus to your deposit, and that's for free. And now, let's switch to PocketOption and let's go trading. We will work with the Australian dollar Japanese yen currency pair. I see that the lines of the stochastic oscillator indicator are going down, so I open a down trade for 1 minute. The amount of the trade was $10, and I want to try to trade today all in, so each trade will be opened for the entire amount on the balance. As you have already noticed, today I used two indicators, the Donchian channel and the stochastic oscillator. So, since the stochastic lines moved away from the 80 level, which is at the border of the overbought zone, it began to move down. It was a signal for me about a possible decline in price. Today I want to tell you how beginners can make money on binary options. That's why I decided to start my trading with only $10, because it's such a small amount that almost everyone can afford. And so my first trade completes successfully and brings a profit of $8.8. Not a lot, you agree, but we'll move on. But to do this, we change the trading amount, raise it to $18.8, and yes, it's all in. Well, let's figure out which way a beginner should go. Unless, of course, they really need to learn how to make money and not to work for somebody else. The main question for a beginner is, what is binary options? This is a financial instrument that works on the principle of all or nothing. We need to predict the price movement. Either you increase your income from the set amount, or you completely lose it. Such an uncompromising rule. In binary options, you can start with $1 to $10, Pocket Option platform, where we will determine the price movement and receive a solid reward for a successful prediction up to 92%, or losing the entire amount of investment in the trade. Let's try to open another down trade for 1 minute. The decision was made again based on the data of the stochastic indicator, whose lines were moving down, thereby giving a signal about a possible decline in price. In addition, the price before the opening of the trade was able to break through the lower limit of the Donchian indicator, respectively, from top to bottom, thereby confirming the data from the stochastic about the price decline. By the way, in order not to become a loser, get ready to study for several months. There is no indicator or strategy that will provide you with successful trades in 5 minutes. There are no freebies here. You will have to understand the price action indicator signals. But don't worry, it's not difficult. I started the same way, by learning the very basics of trading, and our trade is coming to an end and brings us $16.54. In small steps, we're starting to increase our balance. But to make money on binary options, we need at least 60% of successful trades. So, as I said, we will have to learn and understand what drives the market, how the news affects it, the basics of the technical analysis, and only then the main indicators. Here is such a simple roadmap, and it will be something like this. Nothing works out, something seems to work out. You slowly begin to understand. And I raised the amount of the next trade again, and now it is $35.34. Very different people come to this business, making money on market predictions, but they have many things in common. Some stick to gambling strategies systems, constantly taking risks, look for 100% strategies and signals by trading robots. Others study independently every day, read books, meditate on charts, know what risk and capital management is. But The most interesting thing is that at the initial state, both types will be in loss. Yes. They will be for a long time until they are stable. That's just the latter that have more chances to get into a stable profit more than the former. And how much does it take for a trader to become successful here? Some would answer this question like this: as long as it takes to complete the next 5 stages. And so stage 1, beginner. Somewhere, somehow you heard about such a thing as forex, stocks, investment, or even binary options. While I was talking, I noticed that the stochastic lines began to reverse and I opened an up trade for 1 minute. As I have already said, the stochastic lines was in the oversold zone and started to reverse again after the decline, while the price continued their decline. This behavior of the indicator gave me a signal about a possible price increase in the near future. The trade's open and I continue where I stopped. You have heard somewhere about earning money on trading. You're interested, yet suspicious. But you want everything to be simple, recklessly with a spark. Damn it. This is a scam for sure, you think. Too much money, too many people want to show you their income and put it right before your eyes. This is not for nothing. You don't believe in advertising, you don't trust so much fabulous earnings. But the thirst for money still it wins, and you decide to at least try. By the way, I still earned now a $31.1 profit. Now I have more than $60 on my balance, but I will continue and raise the trading amount again to the all-in, or to be precise, to $66.44. Now I will continue. As soon as you start your first trade, the game, and you consider it a game where you can win or lose, is going great. You're starting to get it. Sometimes luck goes like clockwork and you withdraw money in a partially successful week. Things are going on. As long as you don't lower the deposit, then another and more. Something that seemed to work for some reason stops working. You decide to be smarter and win back according to science, doubling the trading amount each time if it was unsuccessful. Or you open 2 trades, sometimes it works, but at the end of the month your losses after multiple replenishment of deposit can amount to a significant loss. Having suffered with doubts and slept with disappointments, it gradually comes to you. Probably not everything is so simple. Looks like you'll have to learn. This is how the second stage begins, which is learning technical analysis. But I will digress again, because I see that the signal from the stochastic continues to help us here, and I open an up trade for 1 minute. Considering that today's trading takes place on the M2 time frame, it's not worth waiting for active changes in indicator signals, but everything works for me. I see that the stochastic lines are moving up to more actively with each new candle, which is clearly a signal of a possible increase in price. Let's watch, and while the trade's on, I will continue to consider the second stage of becoming a trader. At this stage, you are most likely in a loss. Perhaps you have already spent several months on this, and maybe a week was enough to understand that everything is not so simple here. It seems that there is no way to do without studying. And if you want to make money on this steadily and not being propelled with excitement, you want to read something smart. Meanwhile, I am already earning $58.47 profit on the completion of the trade. And I do not forget to increase the amount of the next trade by selecting again all the money on the balance. After studying the information, it turns out that the smart thing is called technical analysis, along with fundamental analysis. This one is completely incomprehensible. Looking at the word technical, you decide to try it anyway. It's time to read blogs and forums. You watch videos, read books about successful traders, just nervously scrolling through them. Almost nothing is clear, but you make an effort and force yourself to read at least a couple more pages. Your ideas are mixed up. It is impossible to keep them together. There are hundreds of strategies, thousands of indicators. You're looking for everything you can find. The most successful strategy are indicators. See well-designed sites with signals and binary robots. You get everyone on the forums with questions about what indicators they trade with. Download or buy cheap secret strategies and indicators. You don't focus on one thing. I tried stochastic, it doesn't work well, it's always wrong, it's complete bullshit, like those who advise it. You move on. Meanwhile, you try hundreds of other things. You go through them all the time. There are always at least 6 to 8 different elements on your chart. It seems to you that something seems to be clear already. All indicators show exactly what you need, a price reversal. By the way, I saw an interesting situation on the chart and I want to check it. So I open a downtrade for 1 minute with $124.91 in. If you have been closely following the price and the indicators, you may have noticed that the price is growing and the stochastic lines are also growing, and it turns out that the indicator gives a signal about a possible price increase. Why did I open a downtrade? The thing is, while rising, the price reached a resistance level which it had previously reached about an hour ago, and it tried to overcome it for 20 minutes in a row. Hence, I assumed that this time the price growth may slow down and the price will correct downwards. And what do we see? The price has actually stopped growing and began active fluctuations up and down, but still, it turns out to be at the level we need. The trade is completed and brings us a $109.92 profit. So, the indicator signal turned out to be false. This, of course, happens and you need to be prepared for that. Meanwhile, I'm increasing the trading amount again. Now it will be $234.83, and we can continue talking about the second stage, where you suddenly realize that all the problems are in expiration. You often accurately choose the direction of price movement, but you lose with expiration. A few seconds are always missing. At some point, you decide that everyone is lying. They're all just lying, and this dude and all the others, everyone takes screenshots of income in Photoshop. Everyone shows successful trades only on history, covering up the deposit. Everyone lies about what they do. No one earns here. This can't be happening. Well, they can be making money because they use support resistance lines absolutely the same as you. So why do they succeed and you don't? We will analyze this in a second, but for now, we will open another down trade for 1 minute. And so, despite the difficulties that you guys continue to share screenshots of profitable trades, your deposit decreases every day. It does not fall as fast as at the first stage, but a little more, and there is no deposit. At this stage, you are in a crisis that will be fatal to most. Having criticized everything but yourself, you curtail your dreams and hopes and put your foot over the market threshold to get out of this room of horrors and not return. But still, something keeps you from giving up. Gradually, the losses decrease until they stop completely. You are still tired of losing money on the spur of the moment in a blind game with the market. The balance froze in place for a long time. This is where stage 3 begins. And my trade, on the contrary, has ended and has now brought me a $206.65 profit. But after this trade, my trading session ended. Let's look at the results. Today, it took me as much as 14 minutes to do the trading. That said, I was able to increase my balance from $10 to $441. That is a very nice result. To be honest, this trading session was extremely risky, and I do not recommend doing this to beginners. I aimed at showing you that it was possible. but it takes loads of experience and knowledge that we talked about today to get such a profit. We have also talked about the psychology of novice traders who are just entering the world of trading and making the first steps in it. If you want to know more about that, text me and I'll continue covering this topic. And if you're an experienced trader and savvy about the market, then I wish you a success in your independent trading. And then again, it is essential that you carefully assess the current market situation before entering a trade. By and large, I recommend you to use the indicators whose signals you can read, for this helps reduce the risk and make a profit in the long term. I would like to encourage you to keep trading binary options because, as we can see, the analysis techniques are super simple here. And before we say goodbye, in the description below this video, you will find a link to my Telegram channel where you can ask me any questions you have. You will also find a link to my private Telegram channel where I share my daily trading signals. And it gets better. If you direct message me on my private Telegram channel, you will receive a personal link to the PocketOption registration, which will give you a whopping 50% bonus to your deposit for free. Now, dear friends, this is a pretty nice offer, and I do hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for being with me all this time. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please like it, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Well, that's about all for today. Good luck on the market. Take care, folks, and see you soon in the next video.